This month has been all about the jaw. So we're going to talk about some of the modifications and the poses that we worked on this month, starting with neck stretches. So if you incorporate neck stretches into your classes, you probably know the basics. So to engage in this a little bit more, we can warm up the jaw. We can hold here just under the collarbone as we stretch the SCM. Another thing you can do here to intensify this even more as you're closing the jaw is you can lift the tongue up towards the roof of the mouth and away from this side, so you'd be pressing it that way. If you're really, really tight, you will probably feel more of a change than if you're not as tight. So we talked about that. We talked about incorporating some eye movements in Shavasana. That's also something you could incorporate in a warm-up. You know, you could look to the left, to the right. You could circle the eyes. Again, keeping a nice long neck. We can check in, right? We did that in Warrior 2. Look to the left, look to the right, up, down. And you can hold each position for a few seconds and then close the eyes and relax, kind of reset them. We talked about Warrior 2 and how in Warrior 2 we can come into the pose and check in with the head and then add the rotation, and we can leave the arm here, or if we're comfortable with it, we can take it out. And we can really use that adjustment in many, many poses. We talked about legs up the wall and stacking the blankets. So we are kind of doing a supported bridge is also good for this one, or supported fish. As we come onto our stack, now this, we want it to stop, the blankets to stop about here. So the inferior angle, that lower angle of the scapula. So we're going to bring our hip up to the wall and then swing the legs up, which makes our upper body go down. And depending on your height and depending on how tight you are, will vary how far away you need to be from the wall. So I like to make sure we're not crunching the neck. We're going to lengthen through the back of the head, drop the tongue down into the bottom of the mouth, relax. You kind of mentally lengthen between the eyebrows. But this feels very nice. Kind of passively opens the chest also. And legs up the wall has so many benefits, so it's nice to have some modifications for that one. And we talked about Shavasana. Now I have a blanket that I've rolled up a couple times, and we're going to let that blanket cradle the back of our neck as we come into Shavasana. Now again, you could incorporate those eye movements during this time, during a warm-up time. So as we're here, we let this roll kind of cradle the back of the head, and we can kind of roll gently back and forth, which is a little bit of like a self-massage on the back of the head. Roll the shoulders open, and again, let the jaw drop. Now the lips can stay closed, but we're just creating a nice little comfortable area for the back of the neck, which is again going to help that jaw to relax.